Hello. Do you regret Dims deceiving us with no president, no commander, no chief, no democracy under Biden cover up? God, you guys are really going to take this one to the grave, huh? Biden was one of the best presidents we've had in decades. You guys are really reaching here, guys. Really reaching. Let me fix my browsers. There we go. What up, TK? Biggest cover up crime in political history. What? What's up, 50 Shades? What's up, Sarah? I miss Biden. It feels like it's been 100 years. I do too. I wish he was back right now. Even with his cancer, this prostate cancer, I'd have him right now. Hello, hello, y'all. Chat, let's tap the screen. Let's get some people in here. Let's do some debates. My numbers have not been my numbers have not been great these last few days. So, I might ask you guys to help me out extra more today with the likes on the screen, maybe engagement, talk in chat. If you're usually just a lurker, say hi. Maybe it'll help my engagement. Hello, y'alls. Look at you. What's up, Ken? What's up, Peep Chachu? Comrade, welcome back. Copy link and share. Yes, copying the share link is good. Try to push the heart me too. Yeah, the little heart above my head is good. I'm a Dirty Dan watcher, but mostly I've passed through before. Link will welcome. People always tell me I have similar vibes to Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan's goated though. Trump is speaking right now. Is that why no MAGA's here? Rick Grimes, thank you guys. Thank you all for the gifts. I'm trying not to hide my request window. Get back over here. How distracting is the I have some noise, like whenever I talk you can hear kind of like some shaky noise. Is it bearable? Meeting about the Golden Dome. Oh my god, should we watch it? Debate my dad, please, he needs it. Do I think Biden was better than Trump? Yes, by far. Okay. It's manageable. Okay. It's my AC unit, so either it's here and I feel okay, or it's hot and humid and it's not here. We should watch. All right, let me see. Let me see what I got. Did I kick my cord again? No. I need a new AC unit. Honestly, I just bought a bunch of shit on Amazon last night, and I could have just bought a new AC unit. Is this actually live? Here we go. It's our embarrassment in chief.
Some of yours from Alaska is involved, and Alaska is a big part of it because locationally they're sort of perfect. I think that's your first line of defense in certain instances, and Kevin will tell you that his state's involved. But honestly, all Georgia's going to be very big. Florida's going to be very big. They're all going to be very big. Jim, do you want to talk about Indiana?
Yeah, in Fort Wayne, Indiana, where I live, we make all the space satellites.
Trumpers, I want you to, every time you hear Trump, I want you to listen carefully for a time that Trump sounds smart.
They've been so good.
I've never heard him sound smart or talk about anything in depth.
There's so much money involved here. There are going to be a lot of American companies involved in making golden donuts.
You might also say, you're talking about the tariffs. He has some of the biggest auto plants in the world moving into Indiana.
How's that, guys? Turn it up a little bit.
November 5th, and the tariffs, okay?
Yes, sir.
But the tariffs have driven tremendous business into this country. But you have one of the biggest in the world being
The
built.
Honda Civics,
Right.
the new Honda Civic made in Indiana. GM has added jobs. Eli Lilly moving pharmaceutical manufacturing from China to the United States, $27 billion. You go on and on with good news in Indiana and across the country because of the tariffs.
Our country was cold as ice a year ago, and now we have the hottest country in the world. This is the hottest country in the world. Nobody even close. If you look at even this last trip that I made, the respect that is paid to our country. We've went from being laughed at all over the world, and now we're the hottest country in the world by far. Dan, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. I think when you look at the system that you've laid out, it's an idea in your executive order of a layered defense. So you have initial ground-based missile interceptors, which are made by some of the big defense companies, Lockheed, Martin, Raytheon. But the beauty of your vision, Mr. President, is
See how they just suck the beauty of your vision?
up into space. So this is going to be some of the new defense tech companies that are very interested in it and can bring missile defense at a cost that I don't think, you said it, Mr. President, is unimaginable in terms of how much lower the cost is. So it's all across the board in terms of companies. Senator Kramer and I just met with a bunch of them last week that are interested in this. And you said it earlier, Mr. President, our technology sector is head and shoulders above any other place in the world, and they're going to be a key part of this, and I think that's why it makes it so exciting.
Mr. President, I think one of the things that's, and you alluded to this, the new autonomous space age defense ecosystem is more about Silicon Valley than it is about big metal, right? And so what's exciting about this is it makes it available to everybody to participate, to compete. Big companies, mid-sized companies, small companies, but General Goodline is the perfect person, again, to sort all that out because he understands how it has to work together ultimately.
And Pete, maybe we'll close with you. We have been discussing this for a long time. Peter and I used to discuss it when I was going to go on a show that he did very well and had tremendous ratings, but all he wanted to talk about was the military. He didn't want to talk about anything else. We used to talk about this. How about you closing it out?
Sure. I mean, like I said, without your vision, willing to say and do things when other people wanted to look away and pretend like the threat didn't exist, or be focused on foreign adventurism, some other threat that we've been told is affecting us. When you looked at the data, sir, from Russia to the Communist Chinese and other, their capabilities, what they're trying to do to supersede us and threaten us, how do we find the best innovators, the best military leaders, the best companies, tech companies?
Glazing hard, guys.
Right? So
Without your vision.
It's a layered defense, so if you miss at one, you catch at the next. And it integrates existing technologies that can speak to each other, so it moves quickly while also investing in further ranging space-based interceptors. So our enemies, our adversaries, are going to pay a lot of attention to this, just like they have to President Trump from day one. So you're defending the homeland, defending the American people. It's going to benefit my kids, grandkids, all of ours in this room. So thank you for your leadership. We're going to charge it as fast as we can.
Very good. Great job, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Elon Musk is starting to be involved in this president. Elon Musk can be a part of this as well.
Thank you.
Press.
No cuts.
Thank
No
you,
cuts
everybody.
to Medicaid.
Thank you, President Trump.
No cuts to Medicaid.
No cuts to Medicaid. Sure. Guys, don't worry. Don't worry. They've got this figured out. They're cutting everyone's taxes, and they're doing this Golden Dome, and like we're cutting education, we're cutting research to like cancer and Ebola. Don't worry, guys. It's all working out. God damn. And we're gonna start spending less. Department of Government Efficiency we're also gonna spend less somehow. And we're cutting everyone's taxes. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. Holy God. All right, chat. We're gonna be doing debates. If you guys are a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. We're the chillest debates around. 1Password app is triggering me, guys. 1Password is the shit. That was a better BJ than what Clay got, right? Trump, without your masterful thinking, without your vision, without you scapegoating immigrants and punching down on the trans community, we would have never been here. Without your vision of hiring a Fox News anchor as our Department of Defense, I just don't think we would have ever done this. What do you want, Glizzler?
I'm just doing my daily checkup and seeing if you accomplished not being racist today.
I think I'm doing a decent job. I think I'm doing a decent job.
Have you had any urges?
Haven't had any urges, have you?
It's not within me, you know. It's kind of like alcoholism, you know. Some people got it, some people don't.
Got it.
So, I'm somebody who doesn't have racism, so I'm just, you know, keeping,
Wow.
you know, checking up on you.
I'm proud of you.
So,
proud of you. That's
me,
amazing.
man. I'm proud of you, though.
That's amazing. Do you want to actually debate anything? I don't think anyone wants to hear our back and forth on this.
It's all good, dude. Like I said, just coming in, checking up. Has anybody in the chat asked you that? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, they're failing. They're failing. I mean, you guys should all be pretty tight, you know?
Yeah. Got it.
So, but anyways, yeah, brother, you take care. You have a great day. Put on some good debates. You know, hit them with the 1, 2, 3, and finish them with the 4. If you know boxing.
Oh yeah.
All right. God bless.
All right, bub. Guys, don't give me the God bless. Don't pray for me. I'll never let this go. I heard somebody call it being a prapist. Don't pray for me. Glizzler, why are you back, dude? I think I might turn on the phone number here soon. Yeah, a prapist. Let me reply.
All right, hold on. Time out.
Yeah.
When and where did I ever say I was going to pray for you, or did I ask and say, when did I say that?
I don't know, but like God bless feels kind of weird. Like, what if I said
Why?
to you, pray? I don't know.
Say
let the old gods and the new shine upon you.
Okay, whatever. I'm
You'd
not
be like-
taking offense to it. It's a good, positive thing.
Hey,
You're not saying
let
fuck
the
you,
old
are
gods
you?
and the new be with them.
I mean, to each their own, bro. I mean, I'm not going to judge you on what you believe, but you're giving me good wishes and good luck.
All right. All right. I won't throw it back in your face. Thank you, Glizzler. Thanks for always being kind of chill.
Yeah, for sure. So take care.
All right. What do they say in Game of Thrones? I actually kind of like what they say in Game of Thrones. Under his eye. That's perfect. We should just say that. I started Game of Thrones last week. Oh my god, Outlaw, you are in for a ride. You're in for Blessed Be the Fruit. And winter's coming, yeah. The devil worshippers are hiding behind Blessed Day and Lord Willing. I don't know what that means, but the Triple K were a bunch of Christians. Hodor. Am I going to denounce Democrat? Dude, if you guys are really that stuck up on, like, first of all, it's so gray right now. For you to be so sure that Biden knew he had cancer is wild to me. Trump today said that Biden had stage 9 cancer. What's stage 9 cancer, chat? What the fuck? You, like, for him to be like, the countries were laughing at us back then and now they're not. I promise you, every world leader saw that today and was like, what the fuck is America doing? I just got restricted. Dude, what is wrong with this? Stage 9. His cancer's over 9,000. Yeah. We have stage 47 cancer. Guys, I just got restricted. Adriana, I see you in the box. I'll let you come up for a sec.
Oh shit, sorry.
What's up?
I forgot what I was gonna say. But I love you.
I love you back.
Sweet boy.
I hope you have a super awesome day.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna have to restart the stream, guys. Type a 1 in the chat if you'll come right back because you love me when I restart my stream. Go ahead and do it. Glizzler, dude, you suck. All right, chat. I'll be right back. 30 seconds. 30 seconds max. All right, love you. Bye. By the way, YouTube, I don't have to restart YouTube. You guys are good, but I love y'all. Thank you. The border affects anybody with a wage? Not sure. Not really. 2% of our population, and not even half of them are workers, are undocumented. Not to mention, most of them that are workers get paid pretty well. They get paid very well. Doing construction, all sorts of stuff, remodeling. It's just hard work. The stereotype is just horrible. Chat, welcome back on TikTok. Tap the screen. Let's get the engagement up. Norm from Cheers passed away. I never watched Cheers, so I don't know who that is. It lowers wages for those who live here. I mean, it does have a downward pull on the lowest wages. But that's it. And it's we have the highest workforce participation in forever. We have the lowest unemployment. And if you guys care about minimum wage, you would vote to increase minimum wage, but you never will. The right will never ever increase minimum wage. So you guys are just trying to find the dumbest reasons to hate on immigrants. I ain't buying it. If there was a god, it would be Trump with stage 76 cancer. I like that. That's beautiful. Was that Edgar Allan Poe who wrote that? Where's Jizzler? I don't know. The cancer's over 9,000. That's my Vegeta voice. It's actually pretty decent. I didn't know I had that. Okay. We have some anti-American people on YouTube talking about Trump's third term already. The people who are quote unquote constitutionalists are ready to elect a king for a third term. And then they call themselves patriots. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Simps. Why do they think he'll live that long? Who knows, man. Maybe he'll get a blood boy like Peter Thiel does with Vance. Maybe he'll get a blood transfusion from a young Trump sycophant. Bring them in from YouTube. I might do that. If he got a third term, he will remain. Yeah, maybe. Do I read comments on YouTube? Yeah, some. Do I have anything else to do with my life? I do. I'm going to dinner tonight with my beautiful girlfriend. And then I'm going to come home and I'm going to solder things with my new cordless solder gun or soldering iron. And that includes something in my MacBook. I'm going to solder down the connector for the left speaker. And then I'm going to solder. Where did it go? I'm going to solder a Wi-Fi module into this thing. And then I'm going to game. And then I'm just going to be awesome as fuck, even while I'm sleeping. That's what I'm going to do. What are you going to do? Chat, tap the screen. Let's get to like 20K real quick. Let's get some more people in here. And I am going to turn off the light. And we're going to turn on the phone line for YouTube so that YouTube can call in. And I can be therapist for Trump supporters on YouTube. I have a friend that works for the IRS, and I had some crazy news today. I can't share, but dude, it's crazy. The federal government is crazy right now. I need my own therapy. You know what? I've been through a lot of therapy. Therapy's great. Everybody needs therapy. How's my fridge? Still broken. I finally got a response from my landlord. He's gonna come and send somebody. I'll be right back. Hold on. Oh yeah. Chat, if you're a Trump supporter, come hop in the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. Is it a glasses day, chat? Should we do blue light blockers? Or should we pull like an Ethan? Should we do some like badass aviators? Look at these. Dark shades? Should I pull Joe Biden? Nerd blue blockers. Aviators for now. I feel like I should save these and put them on when I cook someone. And just be like, you know. All right. All right. Phone number's on. Phone number's on the screen on YouTube. If y'all want to call in, it's on. And oh, hold on, we got a guest on TikTok. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes.
Are you over 18?
Yes.
How old are you?
18.
What's your birth year?
January 25th, 2007.
Okay. What do you like about Trump?
I like his views on immigration. His policies.
All right, so this is what I would ask you. Do you think we should be sending people to prison for the rest of their lives for committing Class C misdemeanors without due process?
No, but I wanted to talk about something else about his immigration policies. So, do you think it's okay to deport everybody that came here illegally?
Do I think it's okay to?
Yeah, not prison, but deport. If they came here illegally through the border.
As of right now, we're talking about 12 million people. So we have people that have done the math on this, that what the effect it would have on our economy, and it would shrink our economy. It would hurt us. So no, I don't think it's the best idea.
Then who do you think should be deported?
Criminals. We already do that though.
Only criminals. So you think it's okay to just come through the border whenever somebody wants, illegally?
I think
I
that
understand. Sorry, I understand what you're saying about the economy, but at the same time, I feel like there should be more regulations. I also understand that it's not easy to come in through the country. It's difficult. Takes a long time, but people during Biden's administration, they saw so many people coming in and how easy it was, and they didn't have to deal with.
it wasn't easier.
It wasn't easier.
Mm-mm.
So you believe that people saw so many people coming in here and they didn't think that they could do it also and it was easier?
No, Trump spent 4 years trying to spread misinformation about how 15 million people came and were unchecked and the border was wide open. All the numbers show that Biden was actually more strict on the border. While a higher volume came to the border, a higher volume was also expelled directly from the border.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. How's it going, chat? Tap the screen. Let's get to 50K real quick. Deed, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank y'all so much for all the gifts. Guys, let's get some shares. I'm really worried about my algorithm this week. It's like we're low on views on TikTok. We've been hovering around like 400. So I'm asking once again for your help. That was a child. Yeah. All right, guys. My phone line is now turned on. Haven't seen you in weeks. I've been here. Any thoughts on the 5 million to the Babbitt family? I think it's disgraceful. We shouldn't reward a family for trying to break into a building during an official proceeding and then jumping through a window towards members of Congress after being told not to. I didn't see what Christine Nome said about habeas corpus. 5 million taxpayers' money is insane. Yeah, it sucks. I have to see it. Did I sleep well? I think I did. I think I did. I really have a hard time falling asleep, but I slept decent. It was the president's right to deport. So weird. They're such sycophants. They're such zealots for Trump. Like, imagine if somebody on Biden's administration was like, Biden, oh, great, Biden. You're so brilliant. It should be Biden's right to do what he wants. Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
Yes, this is.
Okay, are you over 18? That was weird. All right, I turned it back on. She thought it was the definition that habeas corpus was just Trump's right to deport people. Trump doubled the national deficit. It's the Republican way, guys. Republicans really fuck up the deficit every time they're in office. Biden was incoherent. Dude, Biden is a better speaker than Trump all day, every day of the week. Should I pull up the video of him in the Middle East again? Talking about people climbing trees and who his favorite Sean is? And drones, all in the same sentence? Bro sunset in front of the entire world. Go play Gnome. He ran into a wall today? Trump did? Okay, sundown. Thank you, Michelle. Love the Daily Show. Yeah, I know. Guys, the phone line is on. If you're a Trump supporter and you want to call me, it's on YouTube. Did you see the girl that got the award from Trump? Yes, she was in the TikTok comments too on that video. Bro. Oh, man. She is all of us, yeah. Caroline Livett's upper lip. Oh my God. Listen, I don't have luscious lips, but hers is like if she could grow a mustache, it would help her. She needs to hide that lip. My dad doesn't have an upper lip, and he has a good old mustache. Caroline Levitt needs a mustache, bro. They make the stick-on mustaches. Chat, where are you? Where's my Trump supporters at? Where are my big boys at? Where are my biggest big boys? Where are my Trump supporters? Someone on YouTube says MAGA maggots are governing America. It's not true because MAGA cannot govern. They can't get past anything through Congress. They can't pass anything. They can't do anything the right way. They need Trump to try his best to sidestep the law, use lawyers, fire everybody who checks and balances the executive branch. That's how MAGA does. They don't govern shit. Trump support's dwindling. I think it's true, dude. Yellow, are you a Trump supporter?
I'm not, bro. I know you only taking ops right now and whatever, but I literally, like, I had a question for you.
Uh-huh.
So your views on China, what do you think?
In regards to what?
Just their general, like, quality of life, how they're living, how they're doing economically, whatever. I mean,
I'm not super familiar with China, but as far as I can tell, like China has shown like good results from their like long-term goals like and investments. So like the way they've done their economy, it was struggling like 10, 20 years ago. A lot of people were working like really bad jobs for like had harsh labor for low pay, but then again, there's no like homeless people. And there's fewer people working those insane jobs today than there were 20 years ago. So I think that in like 10 years, 20 years, they're going to be a world superpower. And I think the West is freaking out, being like, damn, we should have done the same thing. And even if we started today, we would be 20 years behind China. That's why Trump
right,
is freaking out.
right, okay, yeah, no, for sure, because I mean, with all the terrorists and everything, I started seeing stuff about China and being like, okay, what's up with them, whatever, and then we have heard so much about, oh, communist this and whatever, and it's like I mean, they're actually just happy and chilling over there, and we're all buying their stuff and poor, so like it just seemed kind of crazy. I did have so I voted for Harris, but I have many family members who voted otherwise, and they've approached me in conversations and asked like, okay, well, if China's this and China's that and whatever, um, obviously they go, oh, well, slave labor, and you're like, well, not really. Like maybe once upon a time, sure, whatever. Um, but China doesn't also allow immigrants, was one thing that people brought up, where I was like, okay, that's so if China's doing so well, it was kind of their point where they're like, yeah, China's doing so well because they don't allow immigration in their country. And I was like, I don't really know how to combat that as a.
There are like 1.3 billion people there, dude. It's kind of
What?
crowded.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Here
right.
we are 350 million people. There's just hundreds of millions of acres of just empty land out here in the United States, and like, no, absolutely not. If you look at LA County, its condensed population of 9 million. I bring this up all the time. That we have an entire state that has 500,000 people. Like we have lots of room to grow. That's probably why they don't.
No, I'm seeing a bunch of people saying they allow immigration. Yeah, apparently I'm just wrong on that. I don't know. I'm having conversations with family, and anyway,
They might just
I
be more strict.
Googled, I guess, or something. I don't know. Instead of coming up here, my bad. But anyway, I was just kind of pondering that because I was like, I don't really know how to combat that talking point or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, I appreciate it. Sorry to take up time with ops and whatever, but
You're good.
have a good night.
Appreciate you. You too.
Appreciate you.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. What do you like about Trump?
I liked his laws and stance on abortion more than Kamaler's.
Kamaler?
Yes, Kamaler.
What is his stance on abortion? We haven't really gotten a good answer on that, right?
You know, he did the March for Life thing in January, so that was pretty cool. He said that he would work to have more pro-life stances. didn't like that about Kamala because she didn't support that. Yeah.
Okay. So you're pro-life?
Yes, pretty much.
Are you also religious?
Yes.
Okay, so it's probably not a logical stance. It's just a religious stance.
Yes, but I could do it without it. If you'd like. Can't really say God said so to a non-believer.
If there are any women who I usually have up here to kick and come up for 1 minute, Kevin. Okay.
Why do you need women to what?
Yeah, well, two men talking about what women's rights are is kind of disgusting in my view.
Well, I think we're talking about babies' rights, but I guess that's the difference, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Pip, if you want to come up, you can. I don't know why it's not showing you as a multi. I can't invite you.
Oh, somebody mentioned me in the comments. Russian nerd, nope, Neely. Just stay in the comments then, I guess. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Good for choice.
There's a little bit of an echo.
What'd you say? Oh, wait, I have an echo?
Yeah.
A lot of an echo.
Oh, let me swipe out.
Very. Okay,
ouch.
Bored. Okay. I would have loved to have it. Okay, God.
Is it still there?
It might be Russian.
Oh, not fixed. Okay.
All right, I lied. Anyways. Test. Oh, where'd you go, Pip? I just got $100 to pay to kick. Kevin, what's up, baby girl?
Pickles. I'm here all the time.
Man.
Men, stop coming up onto lives and talking about AB. I'm so fucking tired of it. Don't talk about women's fucking bodies anymore. If you're here listening, stop doing it. I just paid fucking money for this just so I could say this shit. Just stop doing it. It's
Kevin's in the
fucking
chat.
gross.
Huge
It's
Kevin's in the
fucking
chat.
weird. It's gross. And if that's the first thing you fucking have to say, stop fucking doing it. You can drop me, Pickles. I'm sorry.
All right, I love you, Kevin.
It was worth the money, dude.
Damn.
I'll drop as well. Thanks.
You don't have to.
Pip. Do you want to?
Okay. I'm gonna drop you. You have the worst echo, Pip. I don't know what it is. W fucking Kevin's in the chat, guys. Here's gonna be my my quick opinion on this. I have one person in the box, so I'll say this real quick. If you're gonna say that it's a child's right before it's a woman's right, I would say it's not my right, no matter what age some person is. If it's a newborn baby or someone my age, I don't have the right to go up and jab someone in the neck and start taking their resources, like having my getting a blood transfusion or taking a kidney from that person just because I needed to live. Just like a small child or a baby that couldn't live without a mother's resources has a right to a mother's resources. I think that somebody should consent the entire time. If you're going to say that it's a mother's must take responsibility, obviously, I think it's a responsible thing to do, go get an abortion. Yellow.
Hey, bud, how's it going?
Going good. Are you a Trump supporter?
Kind of. Like I didn't vote for the man, but like I would say I don't know how to describe it. Like I lean more towards, like I don't like the term MAGA. I really do think it's become like the word woke, but for like liberals, if that makes sense. But like I'm a conservative who isn't a neocon though. Does that make sense?
I hear this neocon phrase all the time, and I think it's just a catch-all for people you don't like politically, to be honest. But
Well, I guess the whole why I say that, why we say that, is because kind of like with the Trump revolution, I think, for lack of a better term, I think a big reason of why it happened was it's an internal like grassroots revolution against the neoconservative sort of era of the Republican Party, because the Republican Party conservatism, it was heavily affected by the policies of the neocons. When you think about all the things that happened, whether that's Reagan-esque trickle down economics,
Do you subscribe
the
to
way
that?
I don't actually know. Um, or you think about other things that happened, like the 2008 recession, which, don't get me wrong, Democrats and Republicans both had their hands in it. But at
Agreed.
least from the Republican perspective, George W. Bush, his involvement in that lead up to that, and especially the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, um, had a very big psychological effect on American conservatism and demographics that vote conservative. I think that's a big reason why, like, there's been this shift, because you think about like what the Republican stance on like foreign intervention was in, say, '05, right? And it's, you know, go all over the world, bomb people all over the place, but now it's very isolationist.
Kind of.
And
I think it's whatever it is that day. Whatever stance Trump has that day is what their stance is. To be honest, there's no such like they say America first, and then they're like, hey, let's go invade Greenland, let's go take Panama, let's take Canada. Like, so no, I call bullshit. I think it's just whatever propaganda affects their opinion that day.
I mean, I can see that. Like, it's actually really funny. I actually think, with the whole Greenland thing, I think Canada should have it. I just don't think the Danes should. It's like the what was that meme from one of those Star Wars movies? It's like, I don't want the Resistance to win. I only want Kylo Ren to lose. Um, but yeah, I don't think the Danes should have Greenland on the grounds of Monroe Doctrine. We're not talking Trump. We're talking James Monroe is my opinion on that one.
I think we should just,
Um,
yeah, we should just leave Greenland alone. They
yeah,
are very happy.
yeah.
Denmark is one of the happiest countries on the face of the earth. For us to come and fuck with them is stupid. It's colonialist. It's imperialist. It's very antithetical to America first bullshit. We have no friends left on the world stage because of this bullshit. So I think we are weaker. We're weakest we've ever been. And I don't know. I'm still trying to kind of hear your viewpoint on why you like Trump.
So I don't know if it's like I like Trump. It's just I like Democrats less. And when I say Democrats, I do mean like the party, the establishment. I'm a conservative guy that's actually married to a progressive liberal. It can be done. My whole thing is that I actually think Trump does suck. I agree with you, um, but that he's the lesser of two evils. Not by much, but still.
I highly disagree. Why do you say that?
So, being in an interpolitical marriage it's very eye-opening, and I think the reason why that is able to happen in the first place is because of locale and culture. We're both Utah Mormons, and we're a culture that heavily values diplomacy, and seeing the way that Republicans and Democrats relate to each other, especially in the East, like those Midwestern states, they are probably going to start killing each other any day now.
I
At this
I
point,
feel like we're kind of waffling around it. Like, can you just give me some good stances on why you like Trump?
good stances. I mean, I agree with kind of his foreign policy as it stands, in the sense of like, America needs to stop being the world police. Free trade has done more harm than good.
Yikes.
And if possible, dismantling sort of those three-letter agencies, I actually think would be, like, if I was president, that my first act would be to abolish the FBI. Like, it's
That's terrifying.
Well, I don't think so because it's crazy how heavily militarized the FBI is. Like most people don't know that the FBI, and it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it's actually real. You can go look it up on the FBI's own website. Was they had men embedded with JSOC special forces units in Afghanistan and Iraq conducting hundreds of operations in combat zones. And you look at their equipment and their kit. I mean, they go out, they're rolling around in mine resistant MRAPs and multicam. I got a brother in the army, and they're wearing the same camouflage patterns, the same uniforms. And the FBI is scary and dangerous because it's always been used as kind of a domestic sort of partisan standing army. The Republicans used it against liberals in the past. Liberals have used it against conservatives, and I don't think either party should have access to a domestic army in the form of the FBI.
I mean, they have a domestic army regardless whether it's called the FBI or not. I think the FBI is great because they stop people like sex trafficking, I don't know, CP, things that happen across state. I, for one, have been a victim to crimes that have happened across state, and I have had no help from any local jurisdiction from the perpetrator or mine. No one gives a flying fuck. The only people who would stand a chance to help is the FBI. I think for people to advocate for less law enforcement in the name of maybe taking heat off of Trump, because this is how it all started. Back to blue until Trump was a victim of being held accountable. I think that's all that means. I think that we've been heavily propagandized to weaken our government and weaken our country. Probably from our adversaries, probably mostly Russia. I'm going to start talking about sounding like a conspiracy theorist here too. But if I were an adversary to the United States, if I were an evil person who wanted to start propagandizing America, I would start saying, hey, you know what's real bad? The FBI. You know what else is real bad? All that great infrastructure that makes you guys a first world country and being on the forefront of science and having an educated populace. Those things are all real bad, and it just so happens to be like that. Those are all the things that Trump is dismantling. None of these things are saving any tax dollars. By the way, Trump is exploding our deficit. He's giving all of the tax breaks he can to the super rich. He's shaping our country after Russia. He's taking notes from Hungary and El Salvador's authoritarians and using their playbook to do the same thing and invoking wartime law to cut corners and do things that usually a regular president wouldn't be able to do. And he's also feeding you everything you need to be scared enough to advocate for it.
And I mean, I agree with some of your points. Like, infrastructure is awesome. That's actually one of my favorite things about the Biden administration is he was really good about infrastructure. I like that bill. Like education's, I go back and forth on it because I'm enrolled in college. Like I go to school, and I encourage others to. Like education's a good thing, but and this is actually one of my crazy hot takes is that too much of anything's a bad thing, including education. And I think how that's manifested in the United States is sort of an over obsession with college credentials. Like I get it. Like the United States was founded by New England Puritans who heavily valued education, and then those Puritans went on, or their descendants.
Can you show me a country that's overeducated and the adverse effects of it? Because we are not that. We are kind of behind in that sense, and there's countries that pay for the entire higher education of their populace, and they've shown nothing but positive effects from it, like better economic mobility. The education of our populace is the first line of national security. So that's why I say that like Russia's drooling at the fact that we've now defunded a lot of the red states, but to the tune of 20%. We have schools closing down. I'm in Texas, have schools closing down left and right since Trump cut education. People are cheering it on because they've been fed so much propaganda. And also it just leads to more of a liberal populace. A more educated populace is harder to control. That's why Republicans hate education. And it's also one of the 14 tenets of fascism. to be against higher education. And if you find yourself saying stuff like that, it's probably because you're falling for it.
I don't think so, because like my whole spat with higher education, it's not so much higher education as it is like the Ivy Leagues, where we've put this importance on how do I put this? What's the correct word? Um, like certain schools, like the Ivy Leagues, we there's more glory. The better the school name, the better programs, degrees, um, and we give that to um, or we give more power, more influence, and more wealth to people based on that, and I think that's good in practice, but in the
Not
United States,
unconditionally.
well, yeah, not unconditionally, but in the United States, it's actually kind of become this double-edged sword where you look at our political class, both Republican and Democrat. Actually, it's the same thing, which kind of is another thing that infuriates me about the Republican Party is that the current like political class, and it's the same thing for like the business class, the billionaires. They use higher education to kind of reproduce themselves. And you look at like the Ivy Leagues, 90% of kids attending Ivy League schools are coming from the top 10% of families. And if anything, higher education, or at least the way that we have kind of put higher education on this pedestal, the way we've kind of the unhealthy way in which we've worshipped higher education has helped to fuel inequality. And unless we kind of
I don't know if you're on the right side of the voting spectrum if you're advocating for equality or equity. I don't think that you're on the right side of that. And if you want more of that, what we can do is we can just fund it, like with the federal government. We could just fund all of the higher education because that's what every other developed nation does. And if
true,
that's
and
what you
then
want, that we can do that. We don't need to make everyone dumber to make it equal.
yeah, I mean that would be true, and it's a thing that I've had as well, and I get that it's more like it's not necessarily political, but like generational. It's a demographic thing, but another thing about my background is that I was born and raised in eastern Utah, specifically. Yeah. So the region that I'm from, the sub-region that I'm from, is we have the highest rates of poverty and the highest rates of unemployment in the state of Utah. We're a very rural region, and we're heavily dependent on oil and natural gas and the boom and bust cycle.
Yeah, that
Our
most Republican
problem,
states are.
yeah, that's a big problem with Republican economies is a lack of um, economic diversification that kind of keeps liberal or urban economies more resilient. But a thing that I've always had with the whole like funding, paying off like the student loan debt and the free college thing, and this is super petty of me. Like I will admit this is super petty of me. It's like why should people uh, from areas like mine where people don't go to college because they can find really decent work, not all the time, but they can find good high paying jobs
Because we're
really
competing with other countries. That's why. If the more educated we are, the more likely we are to compete more in a better way with China, with all these other countries that are just running laps around us with technology and all these other things. For you to just kind of dispel the need for education is definitely not an accident. People like Russia send propaganda over here all the time so that you think it's bad. And that's it. I feel like I've heard nothing but you just kind of like chewing on this idea, no like real basis of fact or like datas or studies of you being like you can point to a country who's like really invested in education and be like, see how this is bad. You don't have that. You just have like, you're just from this like deep red state who has all of these like very easily found issues with being very religious, by the way, which is very antithetical to having education and critical thinking.
Okay, no. I gotta stop you there, brother. So I'm not saying that like we need to like stop education. Secondly, Another thing about the state of Utah, mind you, we have the highest rates of college graduates and college attendance. I think it's second in the nation, right behind Massachusetts is the state of Utah. Secondly, Utah is also the most economically self-sufficient Republican state in the union as well. I just want to go out there, and
Because
I'm
of
not
oil, right?
not entirely, actually. My sub-region is oil and natural gas, but the Wasatch Front, where 80% of our population lives, it's very urbanized, and you have a lot of different economies and industries. Like tech is actually booming out there right now, and I think that's a big reason why we're seeing so much economic growth is in the tech sector. So my specific, like when I talk about oil and gas, that's my specific sub-region of Utah. We kind of have this insular culture. But I guess what I was trying to say about me being petty was that like a big hiccup for me about like supporting free college is I don't want to pay for people who have belittled people like me, people from the area that I come from, as uneducated. I genuinely view the word uneducated as a slur because it's like I said, we have the highest, this, my sub-region has the highest rates of poverty and unemployment in the state. And it's like, with what resources do you expect us to go to college, go get educated? And it's like calling people uneducated doesn't help anything. It's classist is what it is.
Then we should pay for everybody to get educated. Even in pockets of the country that are like that don't have resources to like create jobs and for them to flourish, we should have pockets of the country that have way too much. Fund those pockets of our country so that our country as a whole can flourish. Right?
Yeah, and I mean that's a good idea. I just don't like that where I don't know, it's personal. Does that make sense?
So your personal resentments are stopping this country from progressing.
I mean, possibly, I won't rule it out. There's a lot of that. I try to be mindful of it in myself, but it's a big problem in general. But
I used to have
try
a bunch of maps. There's a bunch of really good maps. Let me see if I can find some. But you know what the Bible Belt is, right?
Well, yeah, that's the deep south mostly, I believe.
Yeah. So this right here, the Bible Belt, they're also the capital of people who drop out of high school. They're also the capital of school shootings. They're the capital of divorce rates. They're the capital of teen pregnancy. They're also some of the biggest welfare states. They have the most violence. They have the most crime. They don't do well.
Correct. They don't.
So I'm literally, I like looking at that kind of stuff and say, what makes those things happen? Is it a culture thing? Is it people voting a certain way? And I can only just, I feel like it's because they vote Republican, because they kind of chew on these topics and they champion things and people who run for office. I had someone in my chat the other day come up and debate me, and he's like, "I'm running for Congress," and I go, "Okay, cool. What do you got? What do you stand for?" And he literally, this is how simple-minded Republican people are. They say, he goes, "I'm going to run on God, family, and guns." So what the fuck does that actually mean? What does that actually? What are you actually proposing? You're adding to the conversation by just saying family and God. Does that mean you're better than everybody and you have a family just like everyone else? Like, what the fuck does that, like, when we talk about Democrats running for office, they're like, I think that all people should go to school and this is how we should pay for it. Like, they actually have something to bring to the conversation. And people who live in these areas, this is how simple it is for them. God, family, and guns.
And there's reasons for that. As a historian, I can kind of break down a lot of it. With the South in particular, like I just, my heart bleeds for them specifically, because I've visited the South a lot. They're genuinely good people, and they have it rough. I don't think the South ever really recovered from the Civil War. In fact, another historian once referred to the South as a grim block of poverty after the Civil War, and there's a lot of reasons for why that was.
Then you must have a real stance on the people who were the biggest victims pre-Civil War, right? The people who were enslaved. You must have like a real itch you got to scratch, like give reparations to some of those people so they can catch up. If you think people who were simply just in the deep South who wanted slaves, you should look at the actual generations of people who were slaves and say,
Yeah,
dang,
absolutely.
maybe
That's
they're victims
absolutely
too.
it's a big part of it. Obviously, they were enslaved, and there's not a lot of social mobility in slavery or after the fact. I think the big reason, well, one of, and it's actually kind of cool to like look at the history like after the fact, is that the after the war, the like the slave owning plantation aristocracy was left in power, and through local corruption, like you'd be perplexed by the sheer volume of corruption in local government, like municipal, county governments in the South. They're able to kind of reproduce themselves that way. But after the war, racism was absolutely a thing. You saw the rise of like the KKK and different groups like that. Jim Crow came tumbling after. But you also saw.
I feel like we're kind of really rambling. Like I'm used to
Yeah,
having more direct
I'm a
conversations.
rambler. I yap. I yap. I'm a big time yapper. I get lost in the weeds. But like, just saying, oh, the South is poor because vote Republican. I don't. I think that's too.
I think it's very
It's
obvious.
not a nuance. It's a nuanced.
Okay, let's think about it. Let's think about it. Democrats who vote to give people social safety nets so they don't fall through the cracks and fall into life-crippling debt, or don't go hungry, or Democrats who vote for kids to have school lunch so they can effectively learn better, versus the populace who doesn't and champions stupid politics like God, guns, and family. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with that.
Well, let me offer you a question. Are things like free school lunch, free healthcare, and these other progressive policies, are they really that incompatible with the idea of God, guns, and family? Maybe the guns part.
I feel like the God's, guns, and family thing is literally a nothing burger. It means absolutely nothing to anybody.
Maybe it's not, but like I grew up in a church that's big on charity, big on literal welfare. I mean, if you come down to Utah, I can take you to a place called Welfare Square, and we have a very extensive charity operations. I remember as a kid going door to door and collecting donations.
Yeah.
And so I'm big. So with the
it's
Mormons,
also a recruiting ground for Mormonism, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But if it works, right? But like it's so my politics are heavily defined by my upbringing, by my locale, by my religion, as it should be. So I'm very economically progressive, but very socially conservative. So I don't think the whole like God and family thing is incompatible.
It's not saying anything. Everyone has everyone likes their family for the most part, right? Like doesn't really say anything. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I like for you to say family, for a Republican to invoke family, all I can think of is like you think the traditional nuclear family, like not two moms, not two dads, nothing outside of that is somehow better than everyone else. That's already a lie. We have all the data and the science to prove that's bullshit. So for them to just say that, it's just kind of like a red flag for anybody who knows better.
Oh, come on, bro. I'm a Mormon. Nuclear family? No. One dad, 9 moms, bro. That's a joke, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to bite my tongue on all the other stereotypes from Mormonism.
I think the nuclear family is not trad enough. We need to be, thinking bigger. Really having strong filial networks that go far beyond, the nuclear family. You should have support systems that go beyond just your little household. Absolutely, protect your own little nuclear family, with your spouse and your kiddos. Absolutely, we want to see them thrive. But coming from a big family myself, it's been very beneficial. Um, but so going back to your point, sorry, I ramble again, off in the weeds. But going back to your point of invoking family, why do that? Because it sounds like, oh, everybody has a family. That sounds stupid. It's more like the sanctity of family to people
How do
that
you
live in the
legislate
Bible
that?
Belt.
How do you legislate? Like, it's dumb.
You
Were you
don't.
going to teach people to really like
You
their
don't.
family? That's
You
stupid.
don't.
Yeah,
You
and
don't
and
legislate
I
it.
don't know. I feel like we're kind of just chewing on this again, like chewing on a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I've been holding on to this ever since you said you were a Mormon. What do you feel about what the Book of Mormon says about black people?
I think that it was wrong. It was a product of the time. Thankfully, we've moved on
What do you
from that.
what do you feel about the Book of Mormon claiming that its heritage of its leaders came from a certain part of Asia when the DNA test shows that they didn't?
I'm sorry.
What do you feel about the Book of Mormon being pretty much disproven by DNA?
I don't really care about like the whole. I mean, some people do get really into like the whole apologia. I don't know how to pronounce that, hooked on phonics stuff. Um, it's a good book. I think most of its teachings are really good, and I think it brings people closer to Christ. So what harm?
I don't know. I don't perpetuating horrible stereotypes about black people is pretty harmful. Calling
Well,
them
that part
cursed.
is, yeah, but the same thing can be said about the Bible. Like, you
Yeah.
know, especially with like the Iron Age. Holy cow, that was probably one of the worst periods of time to be alive. That's why a lot of the world religions took off. But I'll nip that in the bud before I get lost in the weeds again. But you don't legislate the whole like God and family thing. I think it's important for a society to have certain ideals, and the family unit is a good starting point. It's a good building block. You look at all these societies throughout history with filial piety. I mean, think about ancient China, which, if you wanted to, I could go off about how the United States of America has a frightening amount in common with ancient China, but with like the Chinese, their civilization is the oldest in the world. It's thousands of years old with incredible continuity, and one of the reasons for that is the Confucian principle of filial piety. You look at other societies, you had clan structures and families, because you think about how a society is arranged like a tower of building blocks, and as you go deeper and deeper and smaller, the smallest unit of a society is always going to be a family. And then after a family, you have your extended families,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, I
the
know.
clans.
I
How's it
want
going,
to.
everyone?
What's up, Embattled One? Embattled One's a former Mormon. Guys, I'm going to give you all just a few minutes to talk about this, and then I'm probably going to move on to the next guest, Fog. I don't feel like we're having a super productive conversation. I
No,
think
it's
you.
okay. Like I said, I'm a yapper. I
Yeah.
should probably get moving along anyways. I really hope you have a nice day. I really enjoyed talking to you, friend.
Well, yeah, no problem. Embattled, did you want to add something before he leaves?
Yeah, not a whole lot. Just, I mean, he wasn't saying much substantive, like politically.
Yeah,
Just wanted
true.
to, just wanted to see if anyone had any questions or thoughts. I agree with your opinion and your views on blacks in the priesthood, stuff like that. It's all pretty horrific politically. I had to deconstruct a lot of that.
The way that I view it is, yeah, it's horrible, but like you look at, so I'm a historian. That's my background. Every people, every culture, every faith has bad history, and I don't think it's worth like feeling immense like guilt over it to the point that like you just kind of want to like break down and throw it all away. But yeah, we absolutely made mistakes in our past. That was a big mistake. We can talk about Mountain Meadows. That shouldn't have happened. but you.
Well, it seems like a lot of your politics are based in sort of this idea that, fundamental American family values, etc. Just the Mormonism I was raised in, it doesn't really align with what the Republican Party is turning into, in my view.
I
What would
agree,
you say to some
actually.
of
I
those things?
wholeheartedly agree with you.
Well, that's good. Good to hear that you agree. Just a lot of the things, especially regarding Trump's character and things like that. I think there's a tendency in politics right now to really elevate and, in the LDS faith, we believed in, or I believed in prophets and people who had authority. I think that kind of a faith really what's the word? Makes someone more susceptible to the kind of mentality where a strong authority kind of takes over and gets to form the narrative, gets to create almost sort of the doctrine and the ideas that everyone should adhere to and conform to.
Yeah, we're a very authoritarian faith. We're a very centralized faith, much similar to like the Catholics, the Orthodox. Absolutely, yeah. Unlike a lot of like
Sorry, everyone, my daughter
Protestant
is.
denominations.
She's in the other room. I tried to tell her that I was gonna get on a call. But yeah, I don't know. Does chat have any questions? I just thought it was a chance to jump up here and answer any questions if anyone was curious.
Jennifer, I do know the history of my religion, front, back, and center, and I'm not gonna cover up like the hard questions, the bad stuff that happened that we did.
Hi, Berna.
Sorry, I'm not sure why I got dropped. If it was just like my internet or something. I do have a couple questions for Fog. If
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Ask away.
So I came in when you were talking about like how you don't want like I guess your taxes to go towards paying for people's education if you don't like what they say, really.
Yeah, my whole petty shtick, yeah.
Sure. But then later on, like admittedly a few minutes later, kind of meandering back in from a different angle, you said that not only do you believe in family, but you kind of want to go back. You don't think we go far enough with this concept of family, of taking care of your family. You want to go back in time to where there are like larger groups of like, what was it? Filial kind of
Filial piety, yeah.
filial piety, sure. And just like society, like taking care of one another, and at one point you said there's immediate family, but there's extended family, there's community, and kind of expanding it out there. So I mean, I'd love to know where the disconnect is between like, hey, we as a society, as a country, maybe should be taking care of everyone in this country, like why that doesn't jive with your other idea of like, hey, we should focus on a larger community than just the family unit.
And I for the most part, like I get that, like that whole ramble about like, I'm feeling petty over people, calling other people, especially if they don't have resources or means, uneducated as a derogatory term. It's like, I don't want to pay for their schooling. But for the most part, I would say that I do. Like my big break from the Republican Party, at least that it was when I was growing up, and even my break from like the whole Trump MAGA fan bases, you hear these people all the time say, "Oh, America should run like a business instead of a government." It's like, so we're gonna put a businessman in charge. I reject that outright. It shouldn't run like a business. America should run like a family. That's a hill I die on.
And I mean, would you agree that there are some members of your family that you're not always gonna like, even
Correct.
if
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, family drama exists. I mean, I come from a huge family. Like, I've got 10 aunts and uncles on my father's side of the family, 7 on my mother's. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, but your idea of like we should still take care of family means even if you don't like your family, even if your members of your family call you uneducated, let's say, or whatever it may be, you're still gonna take care of them because they're your family.
Yeah, you have to, you know? Like I said, it doesn't it's a big contradiction, that statement, where it's a petty grievance of mine, but yeah, you have to take care of each other because in this life it's literally all you got. Um,
So I guess, I mean, it sounds like you're agreeing that, like, yeah, well, even if you personally don't always like, you're not always like stoked about the idea that someone you might not personally like is benefiting from the government, you know, helping pay for education and whatnot. You agree that that actually makes our society, our country better if we do that, right?
you know what? You got me. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for
Well done. Yeah, I feel like that kind of nails it on the head. But yeah, I think it's very obvious. Like, if you were in a family where you were the only one who got a college education and all of your family, the rest of them didn't, you kind of be advocate, be like, hey, I feel like this is a great privilege. I think my whole family should do this, right? I feel like that's how we should feel about society. It advances our society just like every other country that's developed has decided this is a good idea. I think it's just an obvious no-brainer, and that's kind of what Joe Biden was trying to do when he was doing college or student loan forgiveness. Not to mention the economical reasons for doing it, giving people expendable income in a time of hardship. I just think it's just a move in the right direction, but I don't know. I can ramble on that forever.
All right, well, thanks for bringing me up, Pickles. I'm gonna drop, but I appreciate you facilitating the
Anytime.
conversation.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll drop too. I
Y'all,
appreciate
nice
it.
talking to
if
you.
y'all haven't followed Brenna, she's an awesome content creator. All right, Embattled, thank you for coming up. Fog, again.
Yeah, it's probably my time to go anyhow. I appreciate you having me on, man. I really enjoyed talking to you today.
Yeah, dude. Anytime. You're welcome back anytime. All right.
Thanks, man. Hey, be safe.
Yeah, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
Chat, tap the screen if you enjoy these debates. Don't forget to give me a follow. I think we have like a following glitch. Like, we're just about the only. It's not really showing up on the FYP. But we're gonna keep going. Let's try to get as many likes on the screen as we can. That was rare and productive. Follow Pickles or else. That's right. Pickles, I just got hit by a truck while I was on my bicycle. I can't catch a break. What, dude? Are you okay, Truth? If you follow Pickles, you're cool as fuck. That is a fact. That is a scientific fact. And if you subscribe, you're even cooler as fuck. Okay, enough to type that out. Oh my god. You were at a crosswalk. Jesus, dude. Chat, please listen carefully. Listen very, like, be careful while you're listening. When's my next movie night? I haven't done one in so long. You're right. Is that you? Who just gifted 5? I can't even see who it is. Thank you so much, whoever gifted. And Jason with 5 gifted as well. Let's fucking go. Guys, there once was a day, there once was a time where we had so many supporters, so many subscribers, and we're slowly getting back to that day. I love it. Welcome all the new bubs. My package was delivered. All right, I will tell my mom. Saving Private Ryan sounds like a good movie, actually. Pip did? Pip, thank you so much. Thank you, Pip. I'm gonna be turning on the phone line for YouTube to call in here in a second. My coffee is brewing though, so I'm gonna wait till after my coffee. Yeah. We've all seen that version too, Mr. Man. Why all the other cool countries have dictators? Like, where is ours? Holy fuck. Sarah with the $50 donations. W Sarah's in the chat. Miss Chenandler. Thank you so much. I am too shy to sing that. Jolene, 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 Jolene. Dolly Parton was a queen, is a queen. T-Pain pickles. Guys, just a little Chemex pour over. This is how we roll. This is how we roll in Pickle's apartment. Have I tried doing espresso art? No, I can't. I don't have a... What's it called? I don't have a milk frother anymore. No replacement fridge yet, guys. 100% of my groceries are bad. But shout out to fucking Santana for donating enough to pay for most of my groceries to get back. So that's fucking awesome. Although I haven't bought new groceries yet. I think I ate 4 apples for breakfast because those don't need to be refrigerated. And a handful of pistachios. My fridge is broken. My fridge is broke. That should keep the doctor away for another week, right? What's up, Jonathan? 1 apple per doctor. I used a cooler. Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't feel like going to buy a cooler and a bunch of ice. That's the end of the story. That's about it. My freezer still works. Landlord replacing? No ETA. My landlord's out of town. He texted me back this morning. Says he's going to send someone out. I don't know when. I don't know how that works. I guess I'll know when they get here. The other thing, I got to Google this, but I think the fridge is having problems because the foundation of this house, I'm in the basement. I think it leans, and I think the fridge being on a tilt for a long period of time caused it to break down. That's just my guess. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to chat GPT in a second, actually, and see if that's why. UK here, fridge, an ethical life hack. Level the fridge. The next friend, yeah. I work on fridge. Truth. The fridge is HAIE is the brand of the fridge, and it was used. I can see like where they bought it from an appliance store. It has a sticker on it that says $200. It was a $200 fridge. So I'm assuming if they send out an actual appliance person, that alone will cost more than a new fridge. Yeah, it's probably just missing the R. My freezer still works. It's not the Freon. Shoo! That's a nice fridge, Nancy. The freezer seems to be okay. I don't open it too often, and it could be going out, but there's a lot of freezer bite happening, so it could be going out. Let me see. Yeah. A refrigerator that's not properly leveled can cause several problems, including reduced efficiency, difficulty closing doors, potential leaks. Yeah, that's what's happening. You can vacuum the back of it, and sometimes that fixes it. Yes, and the moisture, yes, it's coming into the fridge part. Like there's just a puddle of water on the top shelf of the fridge, which is below the freezer. That's probably what's going on. All right, I'm gonna turn on the phone number. We'll get some debates in here. I wish it was a Samsung fridge. Do it live. Let's watch. Defrost it. Should I unplug it and just let it go? Guys, I do have to run to the bank later to cash my DNC check. I'm just kidding. I have dinner with my girlfriend in about an hour and a half. So we're going to do debates for about an hour and a half. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to do more debates. I have the best chat. I have the best community on TikTok. I want to say it. Put some towels down. That time of the month for my fridge. Game on. Perfect time to plug Discord. Yeah, if you guys want to join a Discord, we are the coolest community on this side of TikTok. My Discord is in the link in my bio, in my profile of my TikTok. If you click on my link, the second link inside of that, it just says Discord community. Click it. You have a good following because you're just a good dude and attract the best kinds of people. Guys, keep sending me words of affirmation. Hello, is this a Trump supporter? Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you like about Trump?
I like that his foreign policy is a lot better. And also, The tariffs are good, actually.
The tariffs are good.
Yep.
What are they good for?
What are they good for? They're good for bringing back American manufacturing jobs for the long term because our policy is reliant on China, and with foreign intervention regarding our manufacturing, it's going to be a lot needed to change different parts of our economy.
Okay, this is my contention with that. So China makes things that are really well priced, really cheap, right? That's why a bunch of jobs are sent over there over the past 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And basically the reason why they're not cheap to manufacture things here is because we have a thing called minimum wage. We have a thing called the almighty dollar, and our dollar is worth way more than the Chinese yuan, and our real estate and our cost of living is higher. So if we were to ever open a factory and do the exact same practices that China does, down to where they put tape on the floor and do the exact same standard procedures, we both have the same exact output of manufacturing, our product will cost more than China every single time.
But doesn't that hurt manufacturing jobs here, and doesn't that hurt future small businesses when all these jobs are shipped to overseas, and it's creating an imbalance in our economy?
I don't think there's necessarily an imbalance. We like free trade is great, and us being able to do like buy cheap products from China also is good for business here. So like for instance, if I sold t-shirts, if I wanted to maximize profits, I would buy my t-shirts from China, buy them for $5 and sell them for 20. But if I bought t-shirts that are manufactured here, I'd be buying them for $20 and selling them for 25.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And also,
But
think about the rest of the world. So we want to be able to manufacture stuff, right? And given the model that I just gave you, like if we manufacture something, it'll be more expensive than China. Even if we have tariffs that make it to where domestically we start buying products from American-made manufacturing, the rest of the world don't have the same tariffs. So they're going to continue buying those products from China, not us. So we're just going to have a bunch of businesses.
it's going to create a lot more lower. It's going to create a lot more lower wage jobs, and there's a huge imbalance regarding that. Like there's going to be big corporations and a bunch of minimum wage jobs taking over for the big corporations, and people are going to lose independence in the economy, and there's going to be just big corporations taking over everything.
I think every economy on Earth doesn't have independence or isolationism, and that's what makes the economy good, because we have to trade with each other. It also creates peace. So if we want to be able to stay friends with China, they want to keep the peace with us because we're one of their bigger customers, vice versa. And if we're going to be isolationists, that's going to make it more likely for them to act in bad faith, do things like take over Taiwan.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for answering.
Okay. Is that all you want to talk about?
Yeah, right now.
All right. Take it easy.
Bye.
Yeah, I don't think we need more minimum wage jobs. I don't think that's a really good answer either. We have, like I say this all the time, our unemployment rate's like 4%. We have 7 million open jobs. There's not this like huge thing where we need to like make a bunch of jobs. And even if that were the case, why the fuck is Trump firing so many people in the federal government? Like we're basically paying a huge tax in these tariffs to maybe hopefully create jobs here, when all we used to have to do is take some of the tax money we already had and subsidize industries and make jobs. That's what Biden did. It worked really good. It's what all Democrats do, and it always works really good. Wit, thank you so much for the 12-month subscription. Thank you so much, Wit. Because we can't afford it. But we can afford to give billionaires and huge, like, trillion-dollar tax breaks? What? It's the same thing. Tariffs are taxes to cover Trump's rich friends' tax breaks. That's it. Period. Guys, if you think I'm clueless on tariffs, come call me. Call me. Tell me how I'm clueless. The ROI on subsidies versus tariffs, yeah. The subsidies always pay off way, like, tariffs are basically, there's no stipulation in tariffs. Like, tariffs can exist and can create zero jobs. In fact, it'll just lose jobs. There's a possibility of that. And hopefully, like, hoping that they'll naturally make jobs come over here is, I'd be very optimistic. It's very dumb, honestly. And for the reasons I just explained. But when we have subsidies, you literally have to do the thing that the subsidy gives you. So, like, if I want the subsidy, I have to go make a manufacturing plant for microchips and then apply for the subsidy. And then it like literally has to make jobs. But with Trump's tariffs, it's like we're going to set up this trap that hurts everybody, and we just pray that it makes successful companies, that pray that people make jobs and don't work around the tariffs or whatever. What kind of food are we having tonight? I don't know yet. You can't believe anything Trump says. His firings have outweighed his jobs. I can see that being true. He just wants fair trade. We already had fair trade. We had mostly fair trade. Trump has to lie to Republicans about the nature of our trade deals with other countries to justify his tariffs. We've seen it time and time again. When he talked about Canada's tariffs, none of it made any sense. We had to debunk it. We have to go around debunking Trump's lies every day. Real sad for y'all. Real sad. Chatty will never hop in the box. Chatty's a chronic hate watcher. She won't come up. That's okay. Trump supporters hop in the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. How much money you make today, Pickles? Enough for a fridge? Not quite. Not quite. You're getting paid to do this. Yeah, by the people watching. Let's talk immigration. Let's talk immigration, Beowulf. Call the phone number. Look at me, I want attention. I know, that is what Trump does. Can't wait for the Final Fantasy stream later. You guys know me too well. You should share your DNC check with your fans. Guys, if I had a DNC check, I would take it and I would brag about it. I would happily shill for the party I believe in. Happily. Openly. DNC vacay. Where can we go? It's finally nice outside in Texas. I think it's time. It's time for me to get some sun. I'm so pale. I need a tan, guys. I can't wait to get a tan. My girlfriend has a small, what are they called? It's a small above ground pool. It's dope. Just big enough to like lounge inside of. I'm not ready for this Texas heat. Yeah, what is it outside right now? Oh, damn, it's my brother's birthday tomorrow. It's 81 outside. A high of 81, low of 69. Can you debate while tanning? Maybe. Ninety-eight in Orlando? Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Guys, I'm pretty sure we got kicked off the For You page this week. I'm fairly certain that's what happened. You saw me on the For You page? Steve says, does your husband like you tan? I love that we're in 2025 and the right swears they're not homophobic, but they'll say that as if it's an insult. So, like, what you're saying is, does my husband like me tan? You're insinuating that I'm gay, which I guess is funny because gay is, like, not as cool as being straight. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Steve? Like, makes me less than? Even though I'm not gay, there's nothing wrong with being gay, right? Huh. Honestly, yeah, being gay is way cooler than being straight. I just wish they would keep it there. Well, Steve, why are you talking to me about it? Why are you bringing it up in a political chat, Steve? What are you trying to do there? Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
I know, Pickles. I just want to say you're doing a great job and keep fighting for us, man.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. All right, bye.
All right. That's nice. Love that. Tapping isn't working. We're at 99K. We get 100K. Maybe I gotta do some battles. Does my hotline ever get a call about my car warranty? No, because I don't have a car. Life hacks. Do I bike around? I live in walking distance of everything. I can walk to the hospital in literally 3 minutes. I can walk to the nicest places to eat in Dallas, 3 minutes. I can walk to the post office in 3 minutes. Betty lives in mommy's basement. I live in a basement, guys. It's not my mommy's, though. I do live in a basement, though. It's pretty dope. If you break your leg, how you walk to the hospital? I'll roll there, dude. I'll just roll down the sidewalk. Like a fire drill. What if it's a knee injury? I don't know. Do you know the Austin scene, good scene at all? Heading there this weekend? Dom, go to the bars on Rainy Street. Rainy, like rain. Go to Rainy Street. That's pretty dope. 6th Street is a fucking mess. Food? Dude, there's so much food in Austin, and the landscape of food in Austin's changing. I think there's more food per capita in Austin than like anywhere. I don't even know. I don't even know what to tell you. I haven't been there in a few years. Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
Yes.
All right. What do you like about Trump?
I don't know.
Am I that intimidating, guys? What is going on today? What is going on? That's like the second or third person to call in and be like, eh. I didn't hang up on him.
All right, I'm deliberately calling this time. Hold on, I need to show you something. If my camera will flip, that would be fantastic.
Oh, what you got?
This is my first time ever trying the Tillamook ice cream.
I'm making you big.
It is the what are you? What are you called? Something mudslide.
Lamuk?
Tillamook.
Talmuk? Well, oh, Tillamook. Yeah, Tillamook landslide. Mudslide.
It's
Looks
pretty good.
delicious.
It's pretty good.
I'm not huge on chocolate, though. I'll be honest. I'm not huge on chocolate. Usually, I'm looking for pistachios. I'm looking for maybe, I don't know, green tea. I'm looking for something.
If you swing by down, if you and the missus swing by down here, we can head because there's a mall near me. We can go get like ramen and like Jenny's after.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great.
Hell yeah.
Got
It's
enough for the
gonna
whole
have to be on like
class?
a Monday or Tuesday though, because those are my only 2 days off.
Where are you again?
I am in Austin.
Oh, oh yeah. We'll have to let you know for sure.
Period.
Period.
Frenzies.
Absolutely.
If only I liked peanut butter.
I don't like peanut butter either.
I don't like peanut butter. I hate the smell of it. I also don't like cheesecake.
Well, that's everybody has their flaws.
I've tried. Um my dad doesn't eat cake, so he usually gets cheesecake for his birthdays, and I had to force myself to eat the slice of cheesecake that was put in front of me. I got 4 bites in before I finally started gagging.
Oof.
My friend that I brought with me to my dad's to the dinner to the dinner was literally looking at me and she's like, "Give me the slice of cake. I can tell you're not liking it. Give me the slice of cake." And I'm like, "No, I could eat it." I in fact could not.
How can I platform this slander to cheesecake? I am sorry, chat. I should be better about.
I knew that
shutting
was
this
gonna get
down.
a couple of people to want to burn me at the stake. Texture and taste, Ramka.
Huh?
Ramka. Hold on. Sorry, dogs.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I got 3 of them. One of them has raging anxiety. Come here, Charlie. There you are.
Oh, Ramka's a user. Well, damn. I don't know.
All right, yeet me.
All right, got you.
But
Chat. What should I go to dinner? What should I eat for dinner tonight in about an hour and 15 minutes? Lobster, bro. We need more debates if I'm gonna go eat lobster tonight. Panda Express. Steak sounds pretty good. Tacos is definitely a maybe. We're trying to go somewhere medium. Tacos or Indian food, those are 2 really good ones. Mediterranean's not a bad idea. Chicken katsu. That kind of sounds good. It's like breaded chicken. Huh. Sushi, it's a little up there right now. It's a little up there. Even though you guys really take care of me these last few days. Thai sounds good. I could eat ramen sounds way good, but it's kind of hot. Olive Garden, come on now. Butter chicken is my shit too. You really have all the options, I know. Chicken tikka masala is goated. Pluckers, kind of messy. Yeah, Olive Garden's just not my jam, dude. Do I play PUBG these days? I don't, dude. I don't. I haven't played it in over a year. Anus Grill? Heck no, dude. Trinidadian curry chicken sounds delicious. I had a Cuban sandwich with onion rings on the sandwich. Dude, I used to go to this cigar bar and get a Cuban there, and it was delicious. Walmart hot dogs. Woof. There's actually a bar around here called Mike's, and they have Wagyu hot dogs on a roller. So they serve like martini, like mixed drinks and Wagyu hot dogs. It's pretty good. My Discord link in my profile doesn't work. Sin, click on the copy button. Like click on the 3 dots and then copy the link and then paste it into your browser on your phone. Do I lift? I do. Do I have a separate gaming channel? Not anymore, no. I deleted my gaming channels. Lee Harvey's is good. I do not like Philly cheesesteaks. Much love, horrifying. Yeah, I don't know why nobody wants to debate today. It's just like Trump is just so bad. It's so hard to defend him these days. Even the most like brainwashed of them all have nothing to say. They have nothing to say. Oh, indefensible, yeah. They just want to scream and cry about Biden's cancer. He lied to you. I can't even believe it. I'll debate you. There's nothing to debate. Those glasses are fire. Appreciate it, Charlie. They fucking hurt though. With these headphones make glasses hurt. They have nothing without Biden. I know. In about a year or so, if Trump is still bringing up Biden, I just can't wait. I just can't wait to be like, hey, bro, do you want to talk about Reagan? If you want to talk about past presidents, we'll talk about Reagan and we'll talk about Biden. Reagan is the root of all of our problems. We can do those. We can do those too. He took the blame off Biden on True Social today. Oh, wow. Trump has one good quality, his ability to unite the world against him. Love that. But what about Joe Biden? He talked about the whole time, Joe Biden. Joe Biden literally was asked questions about Trump quite a few times, and Biden would always say no comment. He would say no comment. He wouldn't even use his name. He would say like my predecessor. He would say that. I think him said like once. Try again though, guys. Nice try. Nice try. If you say you don't like a Philly cheesesteak, if you don't have one in Philly, that's fair. Where's Pickles the pup? She's at my girlfriend's house. Guys, I might have 80 viewers on YouTube, but there's a little thing. I have more on TikTok. Usually it's about 1,000. This week's real slow on TikTok. The Trumpers are watching Fox News to get their talking points this week. They're brushing up for debates. Oh, man.
You done, buddy? You done?
What's up, dude?
Are you done? That's all I'm asking.
Am I done?
Are you
what?
recovered? Recovered
From being sick?
from your little mental breakdown about your stalker man? Are you done?
Oh.
You
Yeah,
didn't
I
answer the
guess.
question, man. Over PUBG, bro, really?
Over PUBG?
Over PUBG, man, really?
What about it?
What was live streaming PUBG that important to you that you had to get a fucking stalker?
I didn't go shopping for stalkers.
Nonetheless, man, you know what comes with the territory, man. You decided to live stream PUBG because you thought that was important. And there you go. And now you bitch about it on live.
I haven't brought it up since the video, honestly.
No, I heard you crying on live, bro. Like I don't you don't have to lie to me. I was there, you know.
You're bringing it up right now. I haven't talked about it all day, or yesterday, or the day before.
Wasn't it like 3 days ago you brought it up and started crying about it?
I don't know. Crying's a little bit of a stretch, but yeah, I feel like you'd have some. I feel like you'd have some grievances with people harassing you online all day too, wouldn't you?
Well, that's why I'm not willing to post it online of myself and my family and what I do, right?
Well, then there you go. You understand. It's not cool.
Yeah, but you did that because you want to live stream PUBG, so you thought that was worth the risk.
Yeah, I made a living off of it. Yeah.
How much did you make?
I made a lot of money doing it.
Why don't you get a 9 to 5, man?
I'm good.
You know, there's other ways to get rich, dude. There's other ways.
Victim blaming is right. Yeah. It's
So
kind of
all
weird,
I'm asking,
bro.
are you done? Are you done? Is all I'm asking. Are you done?
I was done. Well, you brought it up.
All right, so you are done now.
Yeah. Are you good?
I'm good because I'm not willing to talk about it because it seems like you are.
I don't know what you're getting at, bro. I'm trying to do Trump debates.
So you're done talking about that then? It's done? De facto done?
I guess so, bro. I guess. I mean, this person is still harassing me on the daily.
All
so
right. Well, no, hold on. Now you keep on. Now you want to talk about it again, dude. I just told you, man. Come on.
Dude, what are you doing?
Listen,
what are you doing?
I better not see you bring this up again afterwards, right?
Why? Am I not allowed to complain about being harassed?
You just told me you're done. So that's it.
What are you doing, dude?
Open and shut.
What are you doing? It's not open and shut. It's still happening.
Yeah, well, you know what happened, so you don't need to bitch about it anymore. Like, what else is there to bitch about? She's stalking you. It's not like she's going to come and do anything else.
You're a victim, and you should know that. Therefore, you should stop talking about it because we're tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, so because you said you're done, so you should be done, and right? There shouldn't be anything else to it.
I'm not sitting here juicing the topic, but I can't promise I'm just never going to bring it up.
You're not willing to say, okay, I'm done. You're not willing to say, okay, I'm done.
Dog, if it gets worse,
so
I'm going to bring it up. Okay?
So that shows that you still want to talk about it, man. Come on now.
What are you What is your problem? If
You're
you
still
don't like
talking
hearing
about
what
it,
I
man.
talk about, if you don't like hearing my personal grievances, you don't have to listen.
I wanted to talk about it for like 5 seconds just to clarify whether you're done or not, and then you keep on talking about it, dude.
I feel like you don't know what you want, but you want it. That's all I know right now.
Listen, I'm not your shrink, bro. I don't want to hear that.
I'm not your shrink. You're
I'm not
gaslighting.
talking
You
about
come
my
up here
problems.
and you ask me about something, and then you're telling me to never talk about it again. It's like, what is going on, man?
Yeah, and then you just said, okay, I won't talk about it, right? And then you keep on doing it.
Oh my god.
Listen, nobody's messing with you. Like, why are you still talking about it, right? Like, just say okay, open and shut. We can go on to the debate. That shows you have like a hidden.
It's not
hidden
done.
agenda.
I am still seeing
People like you piss me off, man. You always
why?
You go on live because you want attention, right? But like, direct your attention towards the right thing. Like, if you want to really talk about Trump topics, you wouldn't lengthen this stupid fucking conversation we're having about your stalker.
Oh my god.
Because they're really
Dude, do you typically blame victims for their experiences when they've been victimized?
I can't even
Is that
prove this
something
guy's a
you
fucking
commonly
victim, dude.
Do you walk up to women and blame them for their experiences that men cause for them? Is that what you're doing
TikTok, you
right
think
now?
I can prove this guy's a victim?
Like you're literally taking somebody's trauma and you're weaponizing it against them. You know that makes you a piece of shit, right? You're not a good person.
Are you his fucking lawyer?
No, I'm his friend, and I'm gonna stick up for somebody when I see somebody
Yeah, so you're just being a white
weaponizing
knight,
his
man.
trauma to cause more trauma.
Pickles, you can't fight your own battles. You're not getting trauma from talking to me, dude. I'm just a regular guy, right?
You've put me through a mind fuck of telling me not to talk about it.
No.
I'm not Billy Badass.
You know what's
bro. I'm
weird?
not like, I
He
can't.
literally considers me as an obstacle between me and you, Pickles. He wants to victimize you so much that he considers me an obstacle. Like I'm protecting you. yeah, I'm gonna protect my friend.
Dude, just don't be like a faux shrink, man. I don't want to hear all that, right? You're making all these fucking terminology usages, psychology. Like, it's all bullshit, bro. That's not how.
You have no. How old
I
are
don't
you?
even.
19?
Yeah,
20 years
yeah,
old?
yeah,
You're a fucking child. You
yeah.
have no
So
idea
how
what
am
you're
I
talking about.
gaslighting him and mind fucking him? Like, that's stupid. I can't do that.
You're stupid.
I can't
You're
do
stupid.
that.
This whole conversation is
See,
stupid.
now you're
Why
not
you're
even
still talking about
addressing my
somebody's
point.
trauma, I have no idea. That's
Listen,
weird.
why would he bring
Why
you
would
up
you
if
do
he doesn't
that?
care about it? He keeps on talking about it. If he doesn't want to talk about it, why does
He
bring you
literally
up there?
explained a situation that was happening.
Pickles, why would you bring this
And
guy
he
up?
hasn't talked about it since
You
then.
needed a fucking lifeline to talk to me, dude. Are you serious?
Hey man, why don't you just drop the subject? Why don't you move on?
I'm dropping it.
We were
but you
talking about what
Hold on,
Pickles was having for
you
dinner,
come
and
up
you came up
shoulders
here to
blazing.
re-traumatize him. That's fucking wild, man.
But you come up shoulders blazing with this male bravado
Yeah,
trying to intimidate
absolutely.
me. Like,
Trump,
how am I
Absolutely.
drop the
whether you
topic?
like it or not, this is my channel. I can talk about whatever I want. I get to talk about my experiences. I get to talk about my grievances and things that are happening to me. And if you don't like hearing, you don't have to watch. You don't have to watch, but you can't come up here and tell me what I get to like talk about. And Susan, thank you for the $4.
Motherfucker.
Bye.
It's
All right,
like,
man. I just came up here to tell you
Thank
have
you.
a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, bub.
Be safe, man.
What a weird dude. Hey, how's your stalker situation? Why are you talking so much about your stalker situation? Bro! God damn, Susan, I love you. Thank you so much. W Susan's in the chat all day. W TikTok's such a good friend. Exactly. For those of you who don't want me to talk about it, you can go watch the video if you don't know what I'm talking about. There's a video, it's pinned on my page. But yeah, it's a pretty big problem. And yes, like in the back of my mind, yes, I am experiencing negative feelings about that thing ongoing till this day. And you can't tell me I don't get to talk about it, you fucking weirdos. The fuck? I don't like it's kind of like like dirty laundry kind of stuff. I don't like that I have to talk to my community about it. I tried like for 5 or 6 months now, I didn't let anyone know this was going on. I tried to keep it private. Anyway. Bro, Trump enthusiast, you're a weird little dude. You're a weird little dude. Do I remember Michael from high school? He's trying to run his... If you need a break, come to Scotland. I have a spare bedroom, Debbie. I'm gonna take you up on that one day. Scotland sounds way badass. Do I have a mod that can block the total dweebs? I don't like blocking too many people. So I used to have a platform on Facebook, and it was really big. And I was actually very sensitive to trolls at a certain point in time. Probably had to do a lot with being like internet bullied and also being on like medication that made me like just really alert and like easy to be fucked with. And I blocked a ton of people, and to my own detriment. Like those people are actually really good for engagement. So as stereotypical as it is for people to be like, haha, joke's on you, thanks for the engagement, it's true. Like people coming in here and saying shit, it's good for the algo. It takes a lot for us to block, yeah. Even if you say slurs on YouTube, there's like one slur where I immediately block you on YouTube, but for every other slur, you get timed out. You get booted temporarily. I won't say, Emily. I won't say. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, Bookish. Appreciate you all, guys. All right. Let's see if we get some debates. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
So we talk about Trump now. Just
Oh
Trump.
my God.
It's done. It's done. Trump.
All right. What do you got?
Yeah, you guys saying he's not peaceful. He just ended the Pakistani-India war. Like I've been predicting, I have trust behind this guy. If he wasn't for peace, he was just a kind of capitalist asshole. Then why did he end that war when he could have profited off of it?
I don't know. You got me on that one, bro. But we still have the very obvious other wars that are going on that he claimed he could end in one day.
Yeah, I'm sure he claims that, but like he actually tries to stop these wars and he does it successfully, you know? He just does that to boast his ego, but he did stop a war. That's a good thing, right?
Sure. Yeah, and they fight all the time, just like they say in chat. For him to be like, I said something on social media and then it stopped, therefore you can attribute all of the peace to me, is silly.
Dude, there could have been a nuclear war, man. It could have been a big nuclear war.
Yeah.
And he stopped that.
We are like literally the weakest and most isolated we've ever been on the world stage in the longest time.
Can you name one president that stopped a nuclear war except Trump? I can't.
During the Cuban Missile Crisis?
Who was that? Who did that?
JFK? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. And just because the two countries had nukes doesn't mean there was about to be a nuclear war. Come on, bro. Be real.
It could have escalated. No. What else would have happened eventually?
Going from 20 casualties to nuclear war is wild take, dude.
Dude, they launched rockets at each other. You didn't see that?
20 casualties, bro.
It's still rockets, man. Still, listen, things go from 0 to 100 real quick, man. That's all I gotta say about that.
All right.
So who was it?
I feel like you're glazing him, bro. Pretty good glaze.
Glaze?
Yeah.
Dude, if Kamala Harris did that, you guys would. If Kamala Harris did that, man.
Trump is like, listen, our tensions with Iran pretty high right now. Our tensions with Russia not great. In fact, I think Trump is embracing with Iran,
with Russia.
Yeah, tension. Okay, Russia's got a grasp on the U.S. populace, so I feel like they're actually doing cyber war. Like they're not actually trying to intentionally harm us. They've got you guys in a chokehold. You guys are like pro-Russia right now, right?
Not pro-Russia, but we're having an alliance temporarily to prevent
I've had people come up here and try to be like, tell me why Putin's a bad guy. Like I've had people drill me on it. You guys are like pro-Russia right now. It's pretty sad.
And what do you tell them? What do you tell them?
I tell them Putin has been a dictator for 23 years, and he's throwing 700,000 people into a meat grinder trying to take over a sovereign nation, its next door neighbor.
All right. I mean, dude, I don't think anyone can beat Trump, to be honest. If
Trump
you
is
just
a
look at
weak, manipulatable man. He is a weak man, and all you have to do to play him is stroke his ego, just like every person you see in the White House briefings and all of those other meetings that we see. And the people who are gifting him presents from Qatar, all of these people know how to play him, right? And they're gonna play him and get what they want out of him like this. If money speaks to Trump, not peace, not politics, it's his personal opinion of you. That's all it speaks to Trump.
Really, you believe that?
I truly 1,000% believe that. Yes.
Man, the way he handled that situation just got me thinking, like, this guy is a lot smarter than people portray him as.
He's literally the dumbest president we've ever had. I've never heard him talk
Do you
smart.
know what he told them?
Yeah, he was going to put tariffs on everybody.
Yeah, he's like, we're your biggest trading partner. If you don't stop this war, it's going to more negatively affect your country.
Nice, but
if you were to continue it.
fuck China, right? Like, we're
Your
fucking
people-
with them economically so hard that they're probably even more willing to do something
Didn't they
to us
remove
militarily.
tariffs now? Haven't they removed the tariffs now?
No, it's 20 and 30.
They agreed to remove them, right?
Temporarily for 90 days. We're at 20. We're at 20%. China's got 20% on us, and we got 30 on China.
Seems like a good stepping stone for me, man. Seems like a very good stepping stone.
Literally, we're still not even back to where we were before.
What the
Trump.
fuck would Kamala Harris do, to be honest, if she was in office right now? Like,
We
what
wouldn't
would she...
be beefing with China.
Could she stop a nuclear war? Could she stop that?
I bet she could, yeah.
Listen, be honest with me right now. Trump has impressed you a lot more than you thought he would.
Not at all.
during his
I'm
presidency.
extremely embarrassed about having Trump as president.
Your expectations, right? He definitely exceeded those expectations.
No, I mean in a bad way.
Don't
Yeah.
bullshit me, dude.
Look at the economy. Look what he's done with trade. He's fucked up our relationship with every other country, and you're proud that India and Pakistan are not beefing as hard as they would be.
It's gonna be a net positive, dude. Am I saying that right? A net positive.
Yeah, I think that's a pipe dream.
Am I saying that right? It's gonna be something that's good in the end.
I think what you're saying, is.
Wait, that's a net positive. I'm saying that right.
I guess if you're trying to figure out what you're saying makes sense, I guess, but no, not to me. No, it's not a net positive. We have less allies than we did 90 days ago or 100 days ago. And yes, Trump may have stitched one thing together, but all in all, we're in horrible shape. We have less allies. Everybody hates us. Everybody hates us. We are the bad guys on the world stage right now.
Now we are, yeah.
Because of Trump.
Now.
Yeah.
But afterwards.
And or before we were better. Yeah.
We're going to be better than where we started at when we had Joe Biden. I'll tell you that.
I highly doubt it.
Really? So you don't see this new war being stitched up as a stepping stone or something eventually to be good?
No, we have more enemies now than ever.
Yeah, that's going to work out in the end.
Okay, how is that?
I'll tell you. So we're putting tariffs on China, right? And then eventually China's going to get weakened. It will have less resources to mess with the Uyghurs. And that's not a slur. It's the you know what I'm referencing, right?
Yeah. Dude. All right. This is this is seriously such a stretch. If we were in better standing with China, one of the things that kept them from maybe doing aggressive things to Taiwan in the past or in the current was our trading relationship with them. If they were to ever go do that and we were militarily in a conflict with China, we would not be trading with them. But having trade with them probably keeps open dialogue and the want and will to have a positive relationship with us.
You want China to own Taiwan? You want that?
No.
Then why isn't it good that they stopped invading Taiwan because we trade with them? Why didn't they? Why is that a bad thing?
It's good that we trade with them and they wouldn't invade Taiwan. But now that we have such a negative stance with them and we're literally in a trade war, they can probably just be like, fuck it, trade's already bad with them anyways. Let's go get Taiwan so that we can have them a chokehold when it comes to microchips.
Net positive, man. You see how much they've been damaged by our tariffs? They're not doing good either.
How does that help you?
Net positive in the end for the Taiwanese and the Uyghurs, yeah.
No, it makes them desperate.
Dude, you're seeing this very short-sighted, man. I want you to see.
You're seeing it short-sighted.
I am. I'm looking towards the future. You're just looking at what's going on right now, and you're like, "Oh my god, this guy sucks."
No, he does suck, and the whole world agrees. Only the weirdo, like red-pilled people, MAGA people in America like Trump. Everyone else, besides
Are you sure?
authoritarian countries, do not like Trump. Yes, polls
There's a
show it.
certain place in Canada that really loves Trump and wants to be part
Yeah,
of the United
Alberta,
States.
the fucking Texas of Canada. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying like everyone doesn't like him? Like
The
they want to be a
majority of the
part of the
world does not like
U.S.
Trump. It's very easy to
Okay,
see and prove.
which part of the world wants to be part of the U.S. when the whole world actually liked the leader, right? So let's say Kamala Harris was in office. Like, who wanted to be part of the America when, like, if that was the case, who would want to be part of America then?
Who would want to be part of America if Trump wasn't in office? What?
And Kamala Harris was.
I don't think anybody wants to come join America. What are you
Alberta
talking
wants
about?
to now because we got Mr. Trump in office, bud. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's gonna help our GDP.
You guys are so dumb. Trump is literally set to shrink our GDP, bro.
Now, dude. Oh my god, I have to keep on trying to see now. Yeah, sure. Afterwards.
And
Like, why can't you
afterwards,
just counter that?
yes, we are now at a slower pace. Our pace has slowed. We will not be manufacturing things in the U.S. for another 5 or 10 years. In regards to everything that's tariffed, it's not going to happen. It's not going to. We could have done this much more easily, and we could have done this without inflicting such a huge economic wound on ourselves. It's
Dude,
the
seeing how
dumbest way to do this.
Dude, seeing how he saved us and our future generations just now is a stepping stone. I think he's gonna save he's gonna
Dude,
solve our problems.
we used to be able to just do this by taxing and taking our tax dollars and subsidizing things. We used to be able to do that.
He's
Now
gonna be the greatest
we're
president of all
fucking.
time.
Dude, you're seriously
So
drinking
you're
the Kool-Aid.
saying, okay, people say Abraham Lincoln is the greatest president of he freed the slaves,
No,
right?
Trump is nowhere anywhere close to the. He's been
He
rated by
stopped the nuclear war.
Dude, you are really glazing him so hard. A nuclear war, a war that resulted in the death of like 20 people, all of a sudden is
He
now going to be a
stopped it
nuclear
beforehand.
war. You're
He stopped it before he
kidding
could
me,
get to
dude.
that.
You guys are really stretching
Would
it.
you rather him stop it after like a nuke has been dropped, or would you want him to stop it before a nuke has been dropped?
Dude, it didn't escalate anywhere close to a nuclear war. We're still beefing with Russia, so he hasn't stopped that one.
Okay, what do you think Pakistan's gonna do when India reaches their borders and they're like the last stand kind of thing, right? The last gun in the game.
Dude,
What are they
mutually
gonna do?
assured destruction is like so far, like in the distance from what it is right now that you're drinking the Kool-Aid. You literally do sound delusional, man.
Dude, Pakistan's willing to do anything. They started the war, dude, even against a bigger power. What do you think they're gonna do when they're at their last stalemate?
India said they had nothing. That Trump had nothing to do with it.
So all I'm saying is, if if Pakistan's willing to shoot the rockets first against a major nation like India,
India.
that's
Okay, India denies Trump's claim of averting nuclear war with. Oh God. Okay. Well, there you go.
well, he did create the ceasefire, so that's
All
that's
right,
bullshit.
shut up. You're
Did he
okay.
not make the
This is a
ceasefire?
huge cope.
Who made the ceasefire? Let's look at that. Dude, they both say they want the war
India-Pakistan
as well.
truce appears to hold despite accusations of violations. India's military says it downed a few Pakistani planes during the conflict. Yeah, I just feel like you're just like anything Trump tries to take credit for everything that he doesn't do. I swear to God.
Dude, Trump could literally like save you from a car crash, and you would still say he's a bad person. Man.
Even Trump
Just like
says that I don't want to say I did it, but I helped. Yeah.
he's
Even
being
Trump says he
humble.
didn't. Okay, you just chill, dude. Trump
He
saved us from nuclear war. Shut up.
Okay, you're saying
bro.
Abraham
Come
Lincoln
on.
single-handedly
You're
freed the
trying
slave.
so hard. You're trying
Okay,
so
hold
hard to
on.
glaze Trump. It's gross.
Do you like what Abraham Lincoln did?
Dude, shut up.
Do you think the guy single-handedly freed every single slave that's in America? He just went up, cut the chains off.
Abraham Lincoln said that if he could have stopped the war and kept slaves, he would have.
But what?
Yes.
Then who's the greatest president of all time? Who is it? And what has he done? Did you just walk off? Did this motherfucker
I need
just walk
coffee.
off?
I need coffee or this bullshit.
Who was the greatest president of all time in the U.S.?
Chat, who was
Who
it?
is it?
Who was it?
I'm asking you, dude.
I'm gonna say Biden's top 5 recently. I say Obama's top 3 recently.
Who was number 1?
FDR. I'll take FDR.
What the fuck did he do compared to stopping nuclear war?
That exact thing. World War II, dude.
Well, he didn't stop shit. That was the Russians, bud.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
He didn't make a ceasefire with any countries.
He pulled us out of the Great Depression. He also did reform in the economy.
Trump's gonna do that afterwards.
The Federal Deposit Insurance, FDIC. Wow, he did so much. Damn.
Well, I think it's definitely certain or definitive that Trump's in the top 3 now, at least after
Trump's. But historians all agree that he's like the worst president of all time.
Now after this, stop walking off, dude. It's like so rude. It's like having your AirPods in when you're talking to a person, man.
I hear you, dude. Historians agree that Trump's like one of the worst presidents of all time. He has divided our nation. He's isolated us on the world stage. We are now poised to be the shittiest, most evil country on earth, with the biggest military. It's kind of gross. And for you to be behind him cheering it on is gross.
Because they don't see the effects of the good he's done.
Yeah,
they're just very short-sighted.
You know what? I'm sure Hitler painted a bunch of nice pictures too, but no one cares.
Come on, man. He saved the world.
Fuck off.
You and I could potentially not be alive anymore. Do you know how many nukes they have in Pakistan? Enough to destroy the world like 10 times over.
Dude, you're
I
insane.
mean, you should be thanking Trump for that. At least say
Literally
that's good.
everybody involved says that Trump had nothing to do with it, including
Who
Trump.
says that?
You got to stop, dude. India themselves said it. Trump said, "I'm not saying I did it, but I helped." Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and both countries claim they won the war. Doesn't mean like it wasn't even a proper war because Trump stooped in before it could be, before it escalated to that.
Dude, are you ready? Are you ready for NATO to start attacking us because of Trump trying to take Greenland?
What the fuck did Trump do for you to actually like him? I'm honestly one ask that. Like, what would Trump have to do for you to like the guy?
I don't know. Keep eating McDonald's at the same rate.
No, honestly, don't joke around. What would he have to do?
Resign, admit to all of his crimes.
Not as a president, I mean. What could he do as a president to make you happy and be like, "Oh, this guy might not be as bad as I thought he was"?
Reverse all of the things he did to Smithsonian. Reinstill USAID. Reinstill the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. Advance more scientific research and send more funding to Harvard and all of our major colleges that do that for us. Be a champion of actual free speech. I don't know. Raise minimum wage. Reform all of the shitty red states to maybe they can start paying all of their bills. Separate church and state again. I don't know, start funding the Department of Education again and give all of the states that need funding for children to go to school all of that money back so that all of his rich friends have to start paying taxes again. I don't know. Maybe take all of the fucking tariffs down and actually try to have good faith deals on the world stage with people he claims that we have bad trade deals with. I don't know, make friends with all of the allied nations that we used to have and say sorry for saying that Russia can go do whatever the fuck they want if they don't pay their bills. Maybe apologize publicly for sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll and then slandering her in the public eye for years. Say sorry to all the women whose rights are now taken away because he reversed Roe v. Wade with 3 Supreme Court judges who are now there forever, for lifetime. I don't know. Say sorry for the judgment that they also did on the fucking what's the thing they did to deregulate the courts so that they can rule on industries and the industry standards for regulations. Fund FEMA again, the Chevron doctrine. Thank you, Matt. Apologize to all of the families who he's divided through lying about the stolen election. apologize to all of the people who he's made doubt about our current democracy and the way that we vote. That would be a start. That would be a start. This is me just spitballing. Tax the rich like a motherfucker. Give us
You
more
should say,
equity.
yeah, you should say period after a monologue like that, man. But no, like my point is, right? So a nuclear war would be a better alternative than that.
Dude, you're really saying, like, dude, I think there's a lot of countries that have nukes that we are now no longer friends with. What about all that? I can just as easily be like, look at the harm he's put, like the harm that he's put us in, the potential harm that we're gonna go to nuclear war with all of them. Why doesn't he repair those relationships? That's just as
Well,
far fetched as your bullshit.
there's not been any engagement, right? Not been any engagement. If we help Ukraine, what's gonna make happen to Russia? What's Russia gonna think? Is Russia gonna be more likely to do nuclear war or less likely?
I think we need to stand up to Russia and teach them that this kind of aggression on the world
You didn't
stage
answer
is
the
bad.
question, man.
I'm sorry?
You didn't answer the question.
Say your question again, dude.
If we help Ukraine, is Russia gonna be more ignited to have nuclear war or not have nuclear war?
If we support Ukraine, Russia more or less likely to do nuclear stuff. Russia, I'll give it to Putin. First of all, I got to kick you because
Just
someone
think
paid
about
for
it.
you to get kicked again. But Russia threatens nuclear war very tactfully. Every time they don't get their way, we give them, we basically reward them. If you're a dumb president and you're playing checkers like Trump is, you're basically falling for Putin's tricks and you're giving him a cookie every time he does something wrong. That's what Putin is doing. That's what Trump's doing. And I think Trump's emboldening Putin.
They were in and out a lot, you know, the boys drinking. They
Hello?
could have got it with them, but
Hello?
yeah.
Scully? I don't think she meant to come here. Don't let him back. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for all the support. I am going to go ahead and get off, guys. I've got dinner in 30 minutes. I've got to clean up. It's okay, Scully. I've got to clean up. Guys, thank you so much for all the support tonight. I'll be back. I'm going to go to dinner, and then I'm going to come back and stream for another few hours. So I will see y'all then. Give me a follow if you enjoy these debates. I'll see you guys in, I don't know, like hour and a half, 2 hours. Love you guys. Peace out.